welcome back to Super Bowl week. Woohoo! So in today's video, I'm going to talk about the flow state. If you are on a spiritual path, or maybe just in general, whatever path you're on, you've probably heard this concept before, entering the flow state. Or in the spiritual world, a lot of people say, oh, be in the flow, be in the flow. I believe, and I've heard some of these athletes speak about being in a flow state. And this happens in all kinds of different conditions and environments. You hear about, for example, somebody being dropped off out of a helicopter on some cliff, skiing or snowboarding. Those people do that because they enter a flow state. There's literally no other way to do something like that than to enter a flow state. They don't have time to think and analyze, what would be the right move here? What do I want to do? There's no doubt. They don't have time for any of that. It's bam, they're in a flow state, instantaneously going down that mountain. They have no choice. And I think that's why some of these people out there participate in like these really extreme sports, right? Because they love the rush. They love just entering that flow state. And another way to say that is, I would just call it presence. When you are truly, truly present, you are in the flow state. You are just here, 100% here right now in this moment. Just pure experience. And so one example of this is Ali Raisman. I heard her in an interview talk about 2016 Rio. She finished 4th in the all-around, and then she did her floor routine and ended up landing this phenomenal, like super technical, challenging jump and got the gold medal. But she talked about how in the all-around, she said she was nervous, she was experiencing doubt, and so she made mistakes. And she said when she did that floor routine, she felt like she was floating. It felt effortless. And she said it was the most amazing feeling in her entire life. And she also said that she knew she was going to have the best routine of her life before she went on and did that routine, right? And I'm talking about when you know something at that deep of a level, and then it feels like you're floating and it's effortless, right? Doing a jump like that, that's super highly technical. She was in the flow state during that routine. There's no question. She was in a flow state. She was completely just present and connected to her higher self in that moment. There was something bigger that was moving her through that routine that allowed her to do that. And that's why it felt effortless and like she was floating, and the most amazing feeling she's ever had in her entire life. Those are her words, not mine. So this relates to spirituality, because those of us on a spiritual path, right, that's kind of what we're doing. We're exploring and discovering these deeper aspects of ourselves, our higher selves. We want to enter into presence, this flow state, and live our lives from this flow state. So, something that I love inquiring about and exploring and discovering, it feels like it's part of my life's work and journey, is imagine if you could live every single moment of your life in this flow state. Not just when you're doing some extreme sport, not just when you're, inside the game of basketball. Like, what if, and I don't even know if that's possible, right? Like, I mean, there are times in our lives where we have to be real, like driving, where you have to actually be really engaged and like alert in your mind. But what would, because from my own experience, I live more consistently all the time in presence, this flow state that I'm talking about, even when I'm busy, right? It feels effortless. I can be doing whatever I'm doing, and there's just this effortless quality behind it, even when you're doing and you're in action and you're busy. And so that's exciting to me, right? It's like being in that state means you are operating from your higher self, this higher aspect of who you are, a higher consciousness at all times. Like, what would be possible for our world if we were like all entering these flow states? Who knows? Who knows? It's a possibility that's really fun and interesting for me to explore. And so the flow state, I think that is a huge aspect of these elite athletes enter a flow state. And those of us on a spiritual path enter a flow state. So, thank you for being on this journey with me. I appreciate you being here, and I am sending you so much love, bliss, and peace.